This is a big week for a local group, the Homeless Alliance of Western New York.
As they support the homeless during the wind, snow, and cold, they've also been taking care of an important piece of official business. Daniella Gallego joins us now with more. Daniella, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Let's first start out with, we're talking about the pit count a little. But let's start out with the cold, the snow, the wind, the resources available for the homeless community in Western New York. Explain those resources for us.
Yes, of course. So we have Code Blue shelter. So once the degree, if the weather falls under 32 degrees, individuals can go seek shelter at the city mission. Also, we have the warming shelter. If it falls again under a certain amount of degrees, individuals who are currently unsheltered that do not have a place to stay can go and stay there. So they can get shelter from the rigid winds, the really cold weather, making sure that nobody gets harmed by these harsh conditions.
Yeah. What are some of the preparations that are underway inside those shelters to make sure that people have what they need?
Yeah, so it takes months-long coordination, and it's a community effort. It's with the city, it's with the Coalition to End Homelessness, these shelters working together, finding a location, preparing the staff, making sure they have all of the right equipment, so when time comes around that they're ready to take in the individuals, be able to properly input the data, and making sure that when it's time for Code Blue, that we can have outreach there, going to the locations, and be able to start setting up these individuals with the correct resources, because when Code Blue ends, we want to make sure we're able to give them a bridge to somewhere else.
Yeah. The pit count has been happening yesterday and today. Will you explain exactly what that is to folks?
Yes, so the point-in-time count is something that we're mandated by the federal government, which is Housing Urban Development, and it is essentially one night in January where we're getting a snapshot of who is currently unsheltered homeless in our community. And this point-in-time count really dictates also federal funding. And not only that, it also gives us an idea of what are the current trends in our community in regards to homelessness, and that lets us also plan more effectively in using our resources more efficiently.
And you're doing this not only, as we look at the graphic there, not only in Buffalo, but other counties across Western New York as well. Some people may have questions on how serious homelessness is in our area. Are the numbers going up? Are they going down?
Yes, so particularly for Erie County, I would like to speak on. Using last year's PIT numbers, there was an increase in homelessness. And in particular, what we saw was households with children. Now, there was a data discrepancy where our team really worked on making sure the data quality and that households were inputting children. But either way, it showed an increase that children in our community are experiencing homelessness at higher rates.
Wow.
Yeah. And I asked you on our podcast last week about this, why that could be. What are you hearing from these families?
Yes, so at the Homeless Alliance, one thing we really value is lived experience voices. Not only the numbers, but getting their stories. And many of the households tell us is transportation's a huge barrier. So they provide us the example of they have to wake up early to take their kid from to daycare, to school. Then they have to go take transportation to their place of employment. Rent is increasing, and their level of pay isn't increasing at the same time. So there's so many factors that go into contributing to homelessness, especially the households with children.
Wow, definitely an important topic. Daniella, thank you for the time. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you, Daniella, for joining us.